This is the top right here. Well, hey guys, doing something a little different for this video. I'm going to be taking you guys along on a hike with me. I'm going to show you a little glimpse into the personal side of my life. Every time you see a video with us in it, we're driving or we're live streaming, I'm sure a lot of you are maybe curious about what my hobbies are. And so that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Just something a little different. So yeah, today I'm going for a hike, and something I do often. Today I'm actually going to be doing a summit hike. I'm hiking to the top of a mountain. In fact, I'm hiking to the, in fact, there's a mountain in front of us right there. You can see the switchbacks carved into the face of the mountain. Anyway, it's a summit hike. It's the highest point in Napa County. In fact, you've probably seen the mountain a fair amount in our videos. You can see it sometimes as we're driving north. And so to get there, we actually have to drive halfway up the mountain, and that's where the trailhead is. And so once we're halfway up the mountain at the trailhead, then we go the other half on foot. And so the drive up the base of the mountain is actually pretty fun in the new car, I have to say. This car actually corners quite well. Corners better than any car I've ever driven. I'm here. It's a really beautiful day. That's the trailhead right there. I begin the hike now. I'm going to go a way that most people don't go. There's a trailhead right over here. This is kind of a shortcut. I don't know, most people don't think to come this way, because there's some really steep parts in here. But yeah, I'm in a Douglas fir forest. Alright, it's pretty steep. It's so beautiful. A little noisy because we're still close to the highway. A little ways up, there's a memorial for Robert Louis Stevenson. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever attempted to read this. Anyway, yeah, Robert Louis Stevenson spent some of his years on this mountain. Yep. This is where things get steep. Right here. Yeah, that's looking straight up. You need to be real careful in here, because if you're not, you can slip and fall onto the rocks. So it's pretty treacherous, but I go this way a lot. Sorry, I'm slurring my speech. Air's cold, so my tongue doesn't quite want to work. Okay, this goes up at about a 60-degree angle, and this is where you really gotta plan your steps so you don't fall. So you gotta plan everything out. So I do this all the time though, so. There we go. And some cool rock formation right here. Actually, it's like a ridge of volcanic rocks right here. It's kind of popular with the rock climbers. Some people are rock climbing. But yeah, pretty cool, huh? I'm not particularly interested in rock climbing, so I'll leave that to the pros when it comes to climbing those sheer faces, those rock faces. And the view kind of opens up a little bit right here. Man, look at these boulders. This is rattlesnake heaven in summer. Oh, the views are even better from the top of the mountain, but you can see some metal right there inside. Rock climbers have some permanent anchors in these rocks. Okay, so here's where this shortcut trail meets back up with the main trail. This main trail here is a fire road that goes the rest of the way up the mountain. So that's 1 mile down and 4 to go till we get to the top. So, as the math implies, it is 5 miles to the top, and it's almost entirely uphill for a 2,200 foot elevation gain. So we started the hike halfway up the mountain at about 2,500 feet, or 2,200 feet, and then the top of the mountain is over 4,000 feet. And as you can see, the view opens up right here. We're out of the forest, and the view gets even better the higher we go. Some burned trees, or fire came through here back in 2017 and burned these pine trees, but things are going back. If I hadn't taken that little shortcut trail, it would have been a series of switchbacks that kind of meander through the forest for a very gentle incline, but since I like to go for the more hardcore hikes, I took the shortcut, which is a lot steeper. And that family that started hiking before me, they went the regular way, and I probably left them way in the dust. Yeah, so this is what the Napa Valley looks like from way up here. That's at the northern end of the Napa Valley, and then we kind of pan to the left. And you got St. Helena down there, and way at the south end is Napa, where I live. Yeah, you're so used to seeing the Napa Valley from our dash cam. Well, it's for a different view. But we'll hit up the view again when we get to the top. It'll be even better. So stick around for that. Oh, here's another spot that's very popular with rock climbers. I'm actually kind of surprised there aren't any today. Yeah, usually when I come up here, there's rock climbers practicing. But kind of quiet day today, I guess, up here. Day before Thanksgiving. I'm a little higher up. A little bit higher up. I've gone about 1.5 miles now. And the view just keeps getting better and better. This fire road does a few switchbacks that you can actually see from the dash cam video. Here we continue the journey. I just realized that partway into my hike that I forgot to turn the image stabilization on my lens. So I apologize if the first part of the video was a little shaky. This should be better now. I turned it on, so it looks smoother. I do actually have a stabilization rig that I use, and I would have used it today, but the mounting screw fell out. And I don't know where it went. So I couldn't use it. I'm just having to hand hold the camera. Not as smooth as it otherwise would be, but whatever. I'm hoping this is better now. Anyway, so that's where I came from down there. You can see a little person right there. Yeah, they're going down. So I came up that way, up that switchback, and you can see another part of the trail I came up. and came up this way, and I stopped for a moment to have a sip of water. Yeah, I really try to stay hydrated during these hikes. Anyway, there's a little rock formation right here. Oh, if we go to the top of it, let's see what kind of view is up here. This would be a little, another rattlesnake heaven in summer up here. Don't have to worry about rattlesnakes now. There's the side of the mountain we're climbing up. This mountain actually has 5 summits, and I'm hiking to the top of the highest one. So, yeah, just a gorgeous view. Look at that. So I climbed up on top of this little rock formation here. Now I climb back down and continue the hike up. So, this is just one of the many places that I hike. I like to mix things up, so I go to a lot of different places. Quite a few. So, and I try to hike about once or twice a week. Ideally twice a week. Yeah, when things slow down a little bit, sometimes I might even go hiking 3 times a week. But it's been real busy, so I've only had time for like 1 or 2 with work and managing the channel and everything. And so yeah, a lot of different places. Napa County is not the only place I hike, and we do have a lot of different hiking trails around here. A lot of them, in fact. Yeah, probably a good at least 20 places to go hiking in the Napa Valley, or the county, I should say. And I like to go hiking in other places throughout the Bay Area. So I've gone about 3 miles now, maybe slightly more than 3 miles. So we got another just under 2 miles to the top. And really happy. The air is clear and clean, no smoke. A little bit of smog to our south, which is typical. The Bay Area doesn't have the cleanest air. It's a little cleaner up here, but when we try to look south, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see San Francisco very well. But I brought all kinds of lenses today. I brought a telephoto lens. I think it's a 500 millimeter. So should be able to see the San Francisco skyline if we're lucky. If the air's not too dirty. Well, we're at an interesting part of the mountain here. We're at a saddle in the mountain. It's kind of a, I don't know, not really flat, but it's where 5 peaks come together. 5 different summits all come together. So the trail does level out for a little while. You got one summit there, another one there, and another one there. I think most people, maybe probably over half of people hike to that one. You can't see the top. It's so rounded. You have to hike up there further. But I'm going to the highest peak, which you also can't see from here. It's kind of hidden behind that summit there. So, yeah, when you're looking at the mountain from, when you see it in the dash cam footage, the way it looks from the Napa Valley, kind of looks like a volcano, like an old volcano. And a lot of people think it used to be one, but it's actually not. It was formed by volcanoes somewhere between 2 and 10 million years ago. Geologists estimate that that's when the Napa Valley formed. So yeah, I'm going to be hiking. I don't know if you can see the trail. Yeah, you can see it there. Kind of goes that way. We'll switch back, and then it goes up, 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 and then it wraps around, disappears around that bend up there. So we'll be going up there. Only about a mile and a half, I'd say, from the top. All right, we are about 3/4 of a mile from the top. And actually, that right there is the top. Just underneath those telecommunication towers, antennas and stuff. So yeah, I'll be under there. So anyway, so you might be wondering why I hike so much. So, you know, I hike one or two times a week. I might have said that already. But I've always been a very outdoorsy person. You know, growing up, I always spent more time outside than I did inside. You know, a lot of kids, you know, are into video games and stuff, and you know, I played a little bit, but I was more interested in being outside. And as an adult now, my wife and I have become health nuts, and I'm really into fitness and trying to stay, you know, healthy. And you know, I obviously enjoy the outdoors. Love being out in nature. You know, just nice and quiet and peaceful. Listen to that. Yeah, see? So, yeah, I just like to come out and unwind, because I do work a lot. I own a business, and running a business can be stressful and tricky and all that. And, you know, it's healthy to unwind every so often. Just do something that relaxes you, makes you happy. That's what I do out here. This makes me happy. And also, of course, being with my friends and being social, although that's hard lately because of the COVID stuff. But I enjoy a little solitude. That tree right there was struck by lightning. That's why it's missing its top. A lot of trees like that up here, you'll notice, don't have their tops because they were struck by lightning. So there's the trying to be healthy part, and then there's just the enjoyment of it. You know, because I've hiked all my life and been very active outside, I've always been, you know, thin. When I got into my 30s, I had a terrible infection that had some complications that ended up taking me off my feet, where I couldn't do physical activity much. So I went months trying to figure out how to get better so I could get on my feet again. And during that time, you know, it was very depressing. And you know, when people get depressed, sometimes they turn to addictive behaviors, and for some people it's alcohol or drugs or smoking or whatever. But for me, it was food. I got into compulsive eating, and because I was off my feet, I gained a lot of weight pretty quickly. And I wasn't even eating junk. I was actually eating healthy food. And a lot of people think that healthy food is not fattening. And while that may be a little bit true, eating too much of anything is fattening. It's all about calories. You know, if you're taking in more than you're burning, then you're going to probably gain weight. And that's what I did. So, got to my heaviest, and then when I finally was able to take care of the medical condition, get that under control, you know, the infection was gone, but the complication, I had to find a way to get rid of it. And once I did that, I was able to get on my feet. I'm out of breath because it's getting real steep again. This is the last part to the summit, and it's fairly steep. This last part is what kills a lot of people. Not literally kills people, but you'll be feeling it for a long time if you're not used to hiking. Well, so anyway, I was able to get back on my feet. I resumed my daily workout routine that I do. and I quickly lost the weight. People talk about how belly fat is the hardest thing to get rid of, and that is true. I found that out firsthand. So when I gained all that weight, I got a bit of a belly, and I lost the weight in every other part of my body, and my belly was the last thing to flatten. And I worked really hard to flatten my tummy. It required a lot of different sorts of exercises, a lot of core body exercises. So I do those every day, in addition to all the other ones I do. And I'm down to 135 pounds. I'm 5'8". My doctor says that that's where I should be. I'm just trying to maintain that. You know, at my age, 42, it is not easy. But I do. Just keep hiking, moving, exercising every day, watching what I eat. You gotta see these towers when they're covered in ice after a snowstorm. Oh man. Because it snows in the winter here at the top, and these towers get covered in ice, and then when the sun shines on them after the snowstorm has passed, then big chunks of ice start melting and falling off, and it's actually quite a show. We're almost there. We're almost there. Yeah, if you're not used to doing hikes like this, you're gonna get really, really sore for days, because this is 10 miles round trip. There's the view behind me. Cool. But I hike enough that this doesn't make me sore. And without further ado, there's the top. It's kind of busted up plaque. What does this say? Fort Ross. Talks about the founding of Fort Ross. Yeah, so there are some Russians in California's history. Google it. It's interesting. This is the top right here. There we go. Ooh, top of the world. Feels like the top of the world. Well, let's do a slow 360 pan, shall we? I'm not going to make you dizzy, so I'll go slow. Well, the Napa Valley's behind those buildings. We'll have to get that view separately. Now I'm going to put on a longer lens on the camera so we can take in the view some more. Yeah, we're back to where we started. This is a fairly steep drop off here. Yeah, so we're about 4,000, I don't know, not 500, I don't know, 4,300. Can you see the ocean today? No. It's a little too hazy. Can't quite see that. There's Cobb Mountain in Lake County. I see Mount Tamalpais in the background, and yes, I can see San Francisco. We'll have to slap on a better lens for that one. It wouldn't let me record video with the telephoto lens, so I'm having to. I put on a longer lens though on the camera. Anyway, you can just see the skyline of San Francisco right up there. The exposure goes down a little bit. You can see the buildings right in the middle. But take a look at the photographs I took with the telephoto lens. Shows it a little bit better. Alright, what else have we got? Okay, looking that way. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Mount Diablo. I've been to the top of that mountain. I've hiked, actually, I've done both peaks. That's a fun one. The air quality's not the best in the Bay Area, So Napa is right there. And then there's the rest of the Napa Valley. There's Yountville. Oh, that park right there in front of us. I hike there quite a bit. That Skyline Park. Looking down here. The mountain ranges. Oh, that's the other peak that you can hike to. That's the one I was telling you about. That's the one I think maybe a little more people go to. Yeah. But I chose to go to the higher peak. So what else have we got? Atlas Peak. Can't hike to that. That's private property. I'm just coming up the valley a little bit. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, it's Calistoga. I think I'm focused on downtown Calistoga. Yeah, you've seen that in our videos quite a bit. More so in the past. Alright, what else we got here? More vineyards. I mean, as you know, this is world-class wine region. There are just so many vineyards, and they're all turning, you know, fall colors right now. And it's another wine region there. Lots and lots of vineyards. And there's some shiny things down there. I'm not sure what those are. Oh. Are those trucks? I can't quite tell. Oh, maybe those are workers' trucks. I was looking at it from up there without any lenses, and I'm like, what are those shiny things down there all lined up? And unfortunately you can't see the ocean today. Normally you can see the ocean. Maybe you can a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Would like to hike to the top of that mountain there. That's Mount Konocti. I pointed that out earlier. I'm on my way down. That was fun. And a really good workout, let me tell you. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and we're going to be stuffing ourselves tomorrow. Normally we watch what we eat, but, you know, on the holidays, you gotta make an exception sometimes. Bought some eggnog and some brandy. Enjoy some drinks, some good food. Yeah, everyone else is going to do a turkey, but we're actually not. We normally do turkey on Thanksgiving, but we're not doing turkey tomorrow. We're going to fire up the barbecue and just do your regular, I don't know, we're doing steak and, I don't know, some other stuff. Whatever we decide to do. We're hunkering down. We're not visiting with family for the first time ever. We're doing Thanksgiving by ourselves. You know, with the pandemic, so it really sucks not being able to get together with people. But I know that that's what we have to do for the time being. Well, that's just how it goes. I'm seeing quite a few more people than usual today. I've passed a lot of people. When I was filming at the top, there were quite a few. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Well, maybe it's because it's the day before Thanksgiving, so everyone's got more free time, so they're coming up here to do a hike. I mean, it's the same thing for me, really, you know. More time on my hands because it's the day before Thanksgiving, and so I can really see the scenery even better coming down than going up. But it is such a nice day. So yeah, this is definitely, this is one of my hobbies, is hiking. Photography is my other hobby, which goes right along with hiking and being outside. that pretty much describes my off time. And if I'm not doing that, if we're not in the middle of a pandemic, then also spending time with family and friends whenever we get some downtime to do that. Hanging out, socializing. Alright, I'm maybe 70% of the way back. And there's a rock climber up there. Right up there. You see him? Where is he? Oh, I saw him a second ago. Oh, right there. Right there. That's another popular spot with rock climbers. There's that rock face up there. No thank you. I'll let the pros handle that. And we got more rock climbers. See the ropes going up. Alright, say goodbye to the view, because I'm about to leave the main trail. This is the last of the main trail that I'm going to be on, and I'm going to take the shortcut that I took in the beginning, the really steep shortcut. This is a place you would not want to be sleepwalking, or walking around with your eyes closed. Why is that? Oh, because of this little detail. Yeah. You fall down there, probably gonna break a leg or two. Or worse. Yeah. Okay, one last look, one last view of the Napa Valley from up here. Not as high as I was before, but you can see the evening light hitting the valley. Looks even prettier than it did before. Alright, so onward and downward. Yeah, I really gotta watch. This requires some careful footing, for sure. There we go. So, yeah, this was an extra good workout because I was carrying a lot of camera gear today. Lots of lenses and tripods, and it gets pretty heavy carrying all that stuff. It just gets a little steeper and a little steeper as we go on. But I'm used to it. I've done this so many times. Sure is pretty. Wow. Yeah, these views just really never get old. So, back into the forest. A little extra challenge of looking through the camera and negotiating my footings at the same time. Okay. The steepest part is right down there. Okay, here we go. Nope, they're not there anymore. They were down there and probably climbed that whole wall. Nice. Okay, back to my adventure. Okay, this is where it is a little extra tricky. It's even funner when it's wet. It's been raining. There we go. Let's see. This way, there's like a few different ways I can do this. Try not to trip. And that's a little less steep, but A lot of loose rocks, so it's easy to slip coming down this way. Yeah. Well, it's definitely getting darker now that we're getting closer to sundown. And the trail's leveling out. I can hear the noisy highway. It means I am almost to the end. And just about to the car park. Yeah, I had a really good time. That was a great hike. I just love it. And here we are back at the main trail. I see some nice fall colors down here. Ooh, look at this one. This tree's really pretty. Yeah, but we don't have fall colors like the East Coast does. But we still have some. They still have some. Alright, well, I'm just steps away from the car park, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So thank you guys for coming along with me on this hike. And I hope you enjoyed it. Probably didn't enjoy it as much as I did. And you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. I mean, by the time you see this, Thanksgiving will have passed. And you will have seen video 329, I think it is, 329. So, I will catch you guys later. Take care. Well, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And be sure to stay tuned for more exciting content.